Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to Footscray Live. We're broadcasting here from Footscray High. My name is Stanley Webb, and with me today, I have in my panel Santi, Jules, and Isaac. This is the art show, and our special guests today are Stephanie Campbell and Beth Cleary, two art teachers at Footscray High. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello, Steph.
Thanks for having me.
So, how did you get into art in the first place?
Well, I studied fine art. So after high school, I went to art school. And then I worked in art galleries and did a lot of portrait art and had some exhibitions. And after that, ended up at Footscray City College teaching art. Yeah.
Okay.
And I left high school and studied film and photography and animation and art and drama, and then travelled and did a few things, and then I came to schools and I loved it.
Hi, Santi here. Has art always been a big part of your life ever since you were small?
Yes, for me, I was drawing and painting probably since I was born, and lucky to have parents who were very encouraging and let me do murals on the wall. And did ask that question again, Santi? Go for it.
Hey, Santi here. Has art and creating things always been a big part of your life?
Yes, so just going to repeat that answer. Yeah, so been drawing and painting pretty much since I was born. I used to paint murals onto my wall, was really obsessed with painting when I was a teenager. I used to paint all through the night, so always been very, really loved art since I was born. And then, like I said, went on to do it at school and had really great encouraging art teachers at school, and then went to uni and studied art. So definitely since I was born, I've always had a love for art.
My introduction was slightly different. I always hated picture books and things like that, but my art experience at high school was really bad. I just didn't like it at all. Didn't like my teachers, just didn't think that they were very kind people at all. And I remember sitting there thinking, I'm going to be an art teacher one day and I'm going to show that being an art teacher can be much better than this. So I came in quite oppositely. But we used to be taken to the gallery by my parents and things like that, and so it was always there. And then I just kind of self-discovered, I guess.
Yeah. What's the most rewarding part of being an art teacher?
I think it's that students love what they're doing and they get an idea and they can figure out the best way to get that idea to an audience, and in a way that's, I guess, aesthetically pleasing or challenging, so that what they come out with, not necessarily beautiful, but it's a beautiful rendition of this idea.
I love introducing kids to new kinds of materials. Often they're quite unsure, and some people might be feeling a bit underconfident, and then they do something like a lino print or a painting or something that they really love and they're really proud of, and it's really exciting for them to learn about all these new materials. We also do a lot of art theory and expose kids to lots of galleries and contemporary artists and things like that, and they are really just find art really exciting and really rewarding, and can make work that they're really proud of that's often personal work as well. So
Hey guys, Isaac here. Just want to ask, what's great about teaching art at Footscray City College? What do you guys find is, what's the absolute best part about it? Is it the shows? Is it just what you've spoken about, the reward from the students? Or
getting them to develop to their full potential is really good as well. It's really rewarding watching kids develop from year 7 through to year 12, and how they get better at their art and really get into their art. I just actually just had news yesterday that one of my year 12s got into the Victorian College of the Arts for fine arts, and that was a really rewarding moment. She actually got into both RMIT and VCA for fine art, so she just has to decide which one she's going to accept. So that was one of those moments where you're really proud as an art teacher.
I think there's also, it's shared. I know for Beth, who's a practising artist, and myself, who just loves making pictures, it's a shared thing you're doing with students, and so the understanding of the complexities of it is something that we can really relate to. And
it's personal, often their artwork, so you learn a lot about them as an individual and their interests and their passions and what they love. And that might be one of the only subjects where you find out so much about their sort of personal interests and things like that. I like that part of it. Yeah, you get to know who they really are through their art they make.
The atmosphere of an art classroom. I mean, I'm talking about a film classroom or a photography classroom or a multimedia classroom or a painting and drawing classroom.
It's quite exciting and vibrant.
It's exciting and vibrant, and people are talking and looking at each other's work and getting ideas from each other and just enjoying life. Like the classroom is part of life, and I think the art classroom is a really amazing part of life.
Yeah.
We've been really lucky to be able to do that here.
It is a fantastic atmosphere,
And I suppose knowing, sort of learning who the students are through their work would really help with your bonds and stuff.
Absolutely,
and when they have problems and all that issue, you can sort of recognise it a lot better as well.
We had what they call paramedic come to school this year, and they'd been a photographer for 10 years, having come out of my classroom 15 years ago, and then decided to retrain. And they came here to pick up one of our students in their ambulance.
Wow.
Very excited to be back.
Wow.
But, you know, it's a pretty great world you're into when you're dealing with students and you're getting to know them at different levels. And
especially with a Year 12 folio as well. You learn a lot about a student if they're doing a Year 12 art folio, which can go for a whole year to make it. They're always exploring personal concepts through their folios, so you do actually bond a lot over that, and you really get to know them really well personally. So that's quite fun.
Yeah.
Jules here. How long have you guys actually been working here?
I've been here for 7 years. So before I was here, I worked at the Australian Centre for Contemporary Art as an education officer there. I come from a background of working in the industry and art galleries, and so I did a year at another school after that, and then I came to Footscray City College and absolutely loved it. So I've worked at other schools, but as soon as I got to Footscray, there was something about the energy, the vibrancy. I like the fact that we're on a first name basis with the kids. They can call us Stephanie and Beth. And when I first got here, I thought this is going to be really wild, but it seemed to work straight away. We have a really close bond with the kids here, and it's an amazing atmosphere. And I immediately was like, this is the school for me.
I came here 23 years ago and pretty much felt the same things as Beth and continued to think that.
Me too, it definitely feels much more like a family, I thought, which I'd never experienced at another school before, so I love that.
I've been at schools where the principals told me you're not allowed to be called Stephanie, and I've said, well, actually, that's my name. So I get to say what my name is. So there are no problems like that here. But, walked in 23 years ago and haven't left, but I'm leaving now.
These days, art is becoming a lot more digital. What do you think the classes of art are going to be like in 10 years?
The more things change, the more they stay the same. There was a time they said there's no more darkroom, but we've still got our darkroom running. I think that things just, the rules get thrown into a tub and mixed up a bit and changed, and then we just keep being creative, and as new things come along we embrace them or we don't, we adapt them, we change them, we become the sort of artist that can rise to any challenge.
And at Footscray City College, I feel like we've got a really good balance of heaps of digital and contemporary kinds of art forms that we work in, but then also traditional. So I've had students in my Year 12 students in the last couple of years who've done film, who've done performance art, who've done digital, who've done video art, and also artists who did oil painting, portrait art on canvases, and darkroom photography. So we have a really good mix of subjects where we cover both very traditional fine art materials and also a whole lot of digital stuff. So it's quite exciting, and the kids always come up with amazing contemporary ways of making art, but a good mix.
It's always the same. It's always about expressing ideas. It's about choosing the right materials and the right techniques and learning to do those techniques really well and being an expert, but actually using them to tell your story, to give your ideas. So I think that's the best part. So long as that human endeavour doesn't change, art will continue to be fantastic.
Stephanie, earlier you mentioned that you've been here for 23 years and you are now leaving. What do you think you'll miss the most about Footscray City College and especially its arts program?
Well, I'd have to say the people. Okay, I had my last Year 10 class this year, and I did tell them you have to be really great because it's my last one, and they were fantastic, and they did the most beautiful work, and it was so exciting, and I felt it was really special for me because I knew it was my last class, but they were also really excited for me because I'm going off to do my own work full time.
Yeah.
So it's that shared discovery that I'll miss, I suppose. And hopefully, if I have an exhibition in the future, some people might come along and watch it, and I'll
Absolutely,
get to share it
I'll
with
be
them.
there. Yes, might do a collaborate on something together. A lot of the artists,
That's
the
right.
teachers at the school are practicing artists as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is teaching what you do important? We might start off with Beth here.
Yeah. Why is it important?
Yeah, why do you feel teaching art is important, especially considering that our world is becoming very much STEAM oriented?
Yeah, why is it important? Oh, that's such a big one. I think it's really important. The thing that I find the most important, I suppose, is kids being able to have a creative outlet. I find it like it's very therapeutic for young people to be able to explore those personal ideas and things that they feel passionate about and to express themselves. They can really sort of find their place through art and find their sort of individual personalities and everything through that. I think it's therapeutic for them. I think it's a good way for them to work through any sort of issues or things that they're going through. I think that's really important. Do you want to add to the STEAM things? I don't teach STEAM myself. So.
Well, STEAM has the A in it, so which is the art. So lots of schools teach STEM, which doesn't have the A. So everything we do here, we have that notion of creativity. But I think it's partly about, even this world, we were asking about the digital and everything is so ubiquitous. Art is something that is personal and it's owned by the maker.
Yeah.
And that can be collaborative.
Yep.
It can be alone, but it's not something that someone can do for you. You could go on the internet and search for a film and watch it and enjoy it, but the internet can't make the film for you.
Yeah.
The internet can't make the picture for you, but you can, and you own it, and it's empowering.
It is
So
empowering.
as an art teacher, we are
Definitely
empowering students always to feel that their belief,
their voice matters
their
as
voice
well.
matters,
It's
exactly.
to express themselves and say something important. And especially when there's so many things going on in contemporary society that can be overwhelming. There's a lot going on, as you guys know, with digital media and everything, digital technology and all of that. I think it's easy to get overwhelmed. So it's a good way for them to stop and pause and reflect on personal things and have a voice and make a statement about what's going on around them and make sense of it. It's, like I said, it's quite therapeutic, I think, for people as well, to express what's going on around them in the world.
Yeah. For those just tuning in, this is the art show, and my name's Stanley Webb, and with me today are Stephanie Campbell and Beth Cleary, and on the panel we have Isaac, Jules, and Sandy. Yeah.
What do you think that what you're teaching and how it's taught will change much when the school becomes Footscray High School? Like, do you think the arts program will change significantly? This is more aimed at Beth, considering that, Stephanie, you'll be leaving next year.
Yeah.
How is the art program going to change? Because we're merging, we have a new campus at Footscray High School for Year 7 students. So next year that's going to be just Year 7 students only. So I think, I think it's going to be fantastic because it is an opportunity for a sort of really vibrant new art program. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of new technology, contemporary art. I think it's important to have like a sort of new focus for the Year 7s. Do you want to add to that?
I think there's a reference to one of the reasons that both Beth and I came to the school was because it had strong arts program. So I'm talking 30 years ago, it had a strong arts program. And that's going to be shared in the new high school. But the new offers an opportunity for reflection and
exactly.
for thinking where do we want to go to from here, building on our strengths, but maybe softening a few sharp corners.
Yeah.
And being open to, I think the thing about is a new high school, but it's actually a precinct. Now, the precinct involves the whole school community, outside community. So we've got the arts centre. We've had partnerships with the Footscray Arts Centre in the past have been really prosperous. That's going to strengthen. We've got the council who's really keen on growing. So we've got the library, which will be another venue for us to show our work.
Yeah. So
we've got the primary schools, and we'll be able to engage young students in technology earlier.
To add to that as well, like the Footscray Community Arts Centre is an organisation we work with, and one of our aims in the art department has been also to work with the local community. So something worth mentioning is that Footscray is obviously a very vibrant art community outside of the school. So we want to do projects that involve the wider community. So we have worked in the past with artists such as Jessie Dean, and we had a local artist, James Benici, work with the students this year as an artist in residence, which was amazing. But what Stephanie's saying about the precinct and the primary school and the secondary school and VU all being connected, we're also going to have that connection to the wider arts community in Footscray, and that's going to be an important part of what we're doing with the Year 7s down there. So continuing that sort of connection to the local community of Footscray.
So we're actually looking for a sort of strata of friends of the arts department and then partners with, and so we'll have organisations that will take our students, that will come to us, and depending upon the size of the organisation and what they can offer, we'll be able to work with them really closely and have some organisation around it that will strengthen all those ties and help our art students become part of the wider community as well, and not just be the arts classroom.
And if there were parents listening who are considering taking their children to Footscray because of the arts program, what would you say to promote our arts program at Footscray?
So
well, they're wonderful teachers.
Hell yeah.
It's a very vibrant arts program, like just for many reasons. Like one of them is we're all practicing artists. The other one is what I was saying about that connection to the wider community, like looking at local artists like Baby Gorilla, Rico Rennie, James Benici. The department is vibrant, and also that connection to Footscray and the
students are
community, and the students are.
We offer such a wide program that we put it into pockets, and so you can be a drama student and be in the theatre and be doing lighting and acting, and then turn around and you can make a painting, and then you can turn
Actually,
around.
On that note, we did an incredible project this year that's probably good to talk about with the Flinders Quartet. So we had a live music performance by the Flinders Quartet playing a piece by Shostakovich.
With our students playing with them.
So our students. So it was an art kind of a project that we did across all of the different arts areas. So we had students playing musical instruments. We had recitations from drama students. We had dance. We had our art students were painting live abstract expressionist paintings in the theatre while the quartet was playing. So it's just sort of an example of the arts program and how we do these kind of really exciting, innovative, collaborative projects within the art department.
I think it's being open to the challenge. Like we have people that come and knock on the door, and this so radio show is a form of art, and someone knocked on the door and we said, oh, it's going to be the end of the year, we're going to be busy, but no, you do it anyway.
And that's kind of what happened with the Flinders Quartet. They approached the school wanting to do a collaborative project with our arts department. We got on board, and the kids just absolutely exceeded my expectations. Like I had my Year 12 kids painting these beautiful, large, abstract expressionist paintings on the floor to a live audience in our theatre. We had Year 8 students creating artworks as well as part of that. It was just really incredible collaborative art experience.
Rewarding
very
for everyone,
rewarding.
Everyone involved. And it gives opportunities for our parents as well to be involved in the school, because they're part of our community as well.
Another thing that I mentioned was we have artist in residence programs where local artists come and work with the students. We take them out to, I take my students to graduate exhibitions of art schools, and we go to contemporary art exhibitions, and there's just a real focus for me on getting the kids involved in the art community of Footscray and Melbourne, and making sure our programs are always vibrant and contemporary, innovative, and really inspiring for the kids. It's really important.
That's all we have time for. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Stanley. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's been really nice talking to you. My name's Stanley Wahab, and I'd like to thank my panel of Isaac, Jules, and Santi. This has been the Art Show on Footscray Live. Thank you.